At what point in time did the idea of selling Waakye come into your mind?
I'm a strong believer, but so for crash I come say anka me doubt it because na me dem ko no aduane say chira me hu baby but you see life.
Why did you drop out of university?
It's a long story. After I left university, my physical being wasn't doing what my inner being wanted me to do.
You almost give up.
Yeah. You had to restart everything all over again. I was constantly fighting with my inner self.
Mr. Pius, what future do you see for Waakye Abrantie?
I'm looking at.
Hi, students of greatness. Welcome to another edition of the University of Life podcast. Today's session and today's story is not about degrees. It's about a young Ghanaian who dropped out of university, struggled with so many businesses, sold Waakye by the roadside, and was able to turn that small beginning into a successful restaurant brand. My name is Lee. Mr. Pius.
Yes.
You're welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to start off with a big question.
Sure.
Why did you drop out of university?
It's a long story. But it wasn't about academics.
Okay. Wow.
It's one of the things that it will me cry because time or no, every parent wanted to send a child to the university. It became like flex be. Obia per se say me about university. Me school, I had to be in the house for a year. So after a year, I applied to Legon and KNUST. God being so good, I had admission at KNUST. And you could just imagine the sort of excitement. So being in the university, first year and all that, and you couldn't complete, it's more like a shattered dream.
Wow.
You get it? It became like a shattered dream, but it's life.
That's life. Yeah. You came back from Europe.
Yeah.
To Ghana to start some few businesses.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through some of the few businesses you struggled with before you finally ventured into Waakye Abrantie brand?
Okay. So after I came from abroad, I went into poultry.
Okay.
I was a turkey farmer. I started with 6, 4 female, 2 male. And I did that for I think 3 years. Turkey of sales became thousands.
Wow.
I didn't fail with that business. I didn't struggle that much, but I had to stop due to 1 or 2 reasons. I think I was reported to SMB, that's from Municipal Assembly, for reasons known to the area people, the community people. Interestingly, when I got summoned to SMB, one of my classmates was he was the head of those I was summoned to.
Interesting.
So when I went there, the case became how you call it, foolish case. But I always have one thing. I don't want to create inconvenience with the community people that I find myself in. So I realized with what they are saying, if nothing can be done about it, I have to stop. So that's one of the businesses that I did. To me, it was successful, but I had to stop along the line.
So what gave you the motivation after you struggled with some other businesses? I know poultry farming was not the only business that you struggled with. What gave you the motivation to rise again after the setback?
After all those businesses, I became, I don't know the right word, mabamu bui kakra.
You almost give up?
Yeah, I almost gave up. It became like I was constantly fighting with my inner self. You get it? I feel like I have a lot to do, but I'm doing nothing. So my faith in God at that time, honestly, I was a hard believer. So my faith in God, my family, and all that, they gave me that encouragement. I felt all wasn't lost. All those failures and setbacks rather fueled my inner being.
Good.
Like I feel I could still do more. So why am I not doing anything? I was constantly fighting with myself. Pius, Do something. Pius, you can do this. Pius, you can do that. So anytime I feel like my physical being wasn't doing what my inner being wanted me to do. You get it? So it got to a time I decided that enough is enough.
Wow.
Let me listen to myself. Let me do something. Let me find a purpose. And that was the motivation that was the only motivation I needed. Because I believed I could do something. I was only waiting for the right time and the right motivation.
Your belief in God is something that needs to be studied, because anytime I have a conversation with you, you always talk about the God factor.
You see, I am a true believer. I'm a product of grace.
Wow.
God has given me so many chances that I believe. You see, opportunity comes but once. The opportunity not about 3 times that I blew them away. Wow. But God kept reminding me, say, I have a purpose for you.
Wow.
You get it? So I'm one person. I owe everything to God. And just like you said, when you have a serious conversation with me, the God factor keeps repeating. Because I know I'm a product of grace.
That's so interesting to hear. Okay. A lot of people watching us are glued to this particular podcast because of number one thing, the brand Waakye Abrantie. At what point in time did the idea of selling waakye come into your mind? Is it by prayer, by inspiration, or by accident?
You see, funnily enough, Waakye Abrantie was not born out of any glamorous business plan. But you see, as men, so the way our dream must be, is another cause that needs to be studied among men.
Wow.
Me had the idea to do Waakye Abrantie in one of the most difficult moments of my life. As far back as 2017, I was dead broke. When I say dead broke, I was dead broke to the extent say Medna even 10 cities at the authority, and I have to make a call. Dead broke to the extent say 3 square meal was a problem for me. Dead broke to the extent say me rent in Poson I meant me and renew. My landlord I catch me say me too. It took me 2 months. That means me too. So after my landlord inquired to know, say, the reason I mean to is I didn't even have transportation money to transport my things out of his house. That is how I want to settle in my life.
Wow.
So it was my landlord. After knowing, said, "Minisi campa me debe family me free fee no. Ono the car e bring me for free." Say, "And sesa onema ni gum na baby kura wo pesa wo kono. Me ama ma car. Sesa onema. Na me te kokoben. Just flat na name the Moses Clinic.
Opposite.
One na me tie.
Okay.
3-bedroom flat.
Wow.
So one evening, and I'm a landlord at the car by. And I'm my wife, me firstborn. It's name. Na me ba Brema UGC. Baby, I remember me feel.
Okay.
And I'm betting at UGC. Inti honum de na abrabona bome. Just say, I always wake up. Me am say my bread. Me bread physically, but I'm tired in the mind. I feel like, no, this is not me. So one morning, I decided to take a stroll around Brema UGC.
Wait, how many years after marriage did this incident happen?
I had been with my wife for 5 years then.
Okay.
Yeah, because I met my wife, 2012, so 2017, that's 5 years from the, 5 years.
Okay.
So I decided to take a stroll around Brema UGC. And Nyankopon, bibia obeye bia wa asechire. Because na life no watch me out kasa. So I had to restart everything all over again. It's not what me ma menchen. I will bring my UGC. Debbie, sorry anopa. Out of nowhere, I decided, I said, no, me call around UGC.
Okay.
Bremen
UGC.
Yeah, Bremen UGC. Me quite around UGC. Me share there. So I started from where the UGC churches up to Promising Star Hotel.
Okay.
And I me name what came over me.
You were just taking a stroll.
I was just taking a stroll. And I felt that all of a sudden I felt say, how cry niani wa ho. Mahu watch waha. Mahu watch sawaha. So from Bremen UGC Church to Promising Star Hotel, I met like 4 watches.
Joints.
Ah, omo ton no ho. Ti minim de e kasa kyerɛ me.
Okay.
Me ba fia na me frɛ me wife. And I'm say mahu say krom ha aso mu di watch pa. Me started watching. It was
just a normal conversation.
Just a normal conversation. Was it? They started watching. Oh, yeah, they been watching. We watching. So listen. One of my wife catch me say, okay. So I saw you watching there. Time na any mu ye no bra na was $1 e won hono. Okay. So your house any. Watch so your house for aduane.
Wow.
Today I'm going deep. Yes, our conversation baby.
I like that.
Watch so your house for aduane. Contact him. Be obetimi aboa.
Your wife gave you that idea.
So I called the man the next day. And I said, oh, me penyini bi wo ho. Now I watch for over 40 years. Ne me nyina no aduane.
Wow.
Enti me ne beka because say why emre wo nya biem, but me ne beka sa hwe so obetimi aboa wa. And I'm see you. Enti take about 2 months ni ntimi hia maame no. Dey bi me wo ho na call ne ba no say maame na gya tum say branti mu mienko. Ene ko hia maame no. Ti ko hia maame na me de me nkomo kototo maame na nim ni bibia na maame ne see you wate. Obeboa ye. Na obeba be kire me ye. Tie ni yo. Obeba be kire me ye. Na me see you. Li. Ti me ne maame ne kasa wie ye no. Afedie ya 1 ye nya aduane e pese ye. 2 nipa na obeboa no so are available. Afedie me na msa ne obai kro ya, me yiri kro ya, bedwen ho se me pesa watch ne ye de na nwumre. Ko ase me hu se anwumre onim matimi hu se krom ha omudi watch, but omudi na nopa. Na che se masa hu onse masa hu 4 branches, ma hu 4 joints, sorry.
Yeah.
Na che se kro no onim it's just about 300 meters na me hu 4 joints of watch. That is a crow for no Bremen for UGC no mo pe watch. It's yenya watch no, but you be na nwumre. Go nwumre obi anya bi. The kind of say yes, it's a good idea. I'm say okay, so let's start. You call my no minute chire ya. Ti ma me no you know say ene me sa de makora ba ko a tama na me ye aduane no. Ona na me ne yetimi na ka ho no meboa. So waje atum. Ana o ma ye akora aka ho say akora ne mra no meboa ye. Na on chire ye because on the wayemre. So that was how this Waakye Abrantie journey started.
Wow.
Out of nowhere. I never planned. You see, with how I wanted to live my life, if someone has told me this guy will ever cook Waakye, oh, Lee, come in. Oh, yeah, I'm a strong believer, but so for crash, I'm come me doubt it because na me dem ko no aduane say chira me hui debi but you see life doesn't always give you what you
want.
You see sometimes it just throw something at you and you have to take it na polish it to suit wankasa how you want to live, you want to do things. So that is how come Waakye Abrantie started. So this is what I want the listeners and your audience to understand. Sometimes we don't understand how God works. Se nyankopon ama me ho ankyere me, ama man free kokoben, ama tena me ma me nkyɛn wɔ Bremen UGC. And take it stroll one early morning. Hunu say UGC for pe Waakye a, kam Waakye Abrantie ama. Tiki bia nka nyame ama mama UGC na me kokro foforo so a, ka me kwa me ya de foforo.
It's true.
But because God had a purpose for me, God wanted me to be the owner of Waakye Abrantie. He has to let me pass through the process. Till a man win. So me, like I said, my life, I'm a product of grace.
And for your wife to agree to stay with your mom is also another thing we should talk about.
Yeah.
How was the whole thing like for her?
I'm married to a good woman.
Wow.
If you know me, my best friend is my wife.
Okay.
I'm that type of person you won't find me anywhere, either home or office. I'm always with my wife. I'm being very honest with you. I'm always with her. So, like, she doesn't take decisions that will bother me. If I bring the idea out and she feels it's for the betterment of our union,
Okay.
we just agree to it and we move.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now take me back a little bit. On the first day of selling Waakye Abrantie UGs, how was the feeling? Was there any fear of being judged by people?
It was mixed feelings. I say mixed feelings because I'm one person, I'm a go-getter. If I want to do this, nothing can stop me. But on the other hand, with how I've lived my life way back, you see, with all the poverty and the stuff that I'm speaking, nobody, I would say nobody knew about it because of how low-key my life is. If I don't tell you I don't have money,
You wouldn't believe
know.
it.
Yeah. That is how low-key my life is. So even when I was suffering, when I was struggling financially, nobody knew it because I'm always indoor. Wow. I don't even go out. So when I came to start the Waakye, people were like, now, boga de wako GBB no de Waakye no kata swana. You get it?
Yeah.
People thought I was only using the Waakye to cover up for something that I want to do. Some of my friends could pass by, hung, beep, 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 beep. The moment you tell, hey, boga penny, Charlie, it was, you don't know whether they are laughing at you, whether they are praising your new business that you are doing. But one thing about me, I don't give mind to the opinion of others. Once I want to do something, I go all out. And from how this Waakye story came about, I knew this Waakye would be a success. So I wasn't even listening to what people were saying.
Okay.
I'm being very honest with you. I wasn't listening to anything. It wasn't even about the money I was making. It wasn't about what the people are talking about. Hey, you pana wo ya Waakye. No, we engine D. Yes. No. All my focus was on me and the business.
Interesting. Wow. Let's talk about the initial capital you started with. What were the few things you bought? Because you said you were financially bankrupt.
Yeah.
A lot of people are interested in knowing how you started with financial capital. Did you start with any loan or some people supported you financially?
I have never acquired a loan for my business.
Okay.
So with
Even till now?
yeah, till now. Everything.
How do you do it?
Okay, so I started this Waakye business with just one pot. At that time, I think I was cooking just one bag of rice or so. And I had just one worker.
Wow.
And my wife was an extra worker for me. So that was how come I started. So it wasn't any huge capital. But one thing is, I always make every peso count. With every peso that came, I made sure it was reinvested back into the business. So it wasn't about any huge capital, but it was more of being disciplined and reinvesting the little that came from it. I still have the records of the money the money I made in my first week. I still have the records. 260 CDs,
Okay.
300 CDs, 150 CD. But let me tell you one thing. Even though it wasn't much, I felt so happy because I felt that at long last I've been able to make something tangible for myself.
Wow. Now you are in Patase and you're doing so well. I must commend you for that.
Thank you.
At what point did people start taking this Waakye serious?
Okay, so I was still at the roadside selling my one bag.
Okay.
There was this time I came to find out about 15 people waiting for me. I was like, are they going to buy something or they came purposely to buy Waakye?
No, they came to wait for you even while you were not settled.
I hadn't even set up.
Wow.
So it was this woman who called me that, Abrantie, people are queuing here waiting for you, so hurry up today.
How many months was that?
I think it was just about 2 months into the Patase business. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I just, within me,
Just 2 months.
I didn't believe it. Hey,
Wow.
no crana. So I had to pressure my workers. And even before we got to the venue, I took a car, came to pass there to check
Just to see.
if it's true. You get it?
Wow.
So I came to
Interesting.
check if it's true. And I truly, I saw them. Wow. The way I was happy that day, as if I won a jackpot. It was that very moment that I had some feeling in me that this has picked up. This has picked.
Wow.
Afa. And God being so good, the feeling from there on started growing day by day. Kumasi people embraced the idea. Radio stations started coming to me for as little as I am. Radio stations started coming for sponsorships, and me, my business, I just don't know how things just like
This is
that.
beautiful.
I just don't get it. But I always attribute the success to God because it has been God from day one.
When you started selling in Patase, apart from the few signs that gave you the motivation to do this, there were a few challenges.
Sure.
Do you remember some of these few challenges that came that also got you broken along the line?
I felt for Patase, the challenge wasn't too huge when I started because it looked like almost all the shop owners that I set up in front of them, they liked me. They liked the idea of a young man trying to do something for himself. They even brought customers to me and all that. But it got to a time I realized the brand was growing more than the setup.
Okay.
So I needed to move. And that was a big challenge because moving to where? Are you moving to Patase? Are you moving outside Patase? And even if you want to move, with what money? Because the business hadn't fetched me too much money by then. But I still had to move because the brand was growing day by day. There was this man who came from Spain. And when he came to my Patase wooden setup. And he was like, so is this the only Waakye Abrantie you have? And I was like, yes. He said, hey, are you sure? And I said, yes. He said, the Waakye Abrantie I've been seeing on the internet and the hype and everything. No. I wasn't envisaging to come and see something like this.
Came all the way from the diaspora.
Yeah, from Spain. I thought I was coming to see something so huge. Something big. I thought you were operating in a big place. No, this is Waakye Abrantie. So I always feel at that moment it was small, but the brains and idea behind it was so huge. So the challenge was how to meet that huge brand that I've created. And that was the big challenge I faced.
Moving into the restaurants, as you said, people were beginning to let you feel like you need to move, you need to expand. Did you have the motivation enough, the financial, muscle to rent out a whole space at that time?
I would say everything about this watch is divine.
It's divine.
Now, let me run you through. When I was operating on the roadside, this same friend of mine who gave me the idea of coming to Patase had rented a shop to use as a barbering salon. So he came to me one day and said, Abrantie, I don't even want to use the shop for the salon anymore. So if you are interested, I can give it to you.
What?
And I said, oh, why not? I'm interested. No, it's okay. So this is how much I paid for it. At that time, I didn't have the full amount of money. So I let him know how much I had with me, and I made that initial deposit to him. So he gave out the store to me. And he also doubled as the interior decorator for that place.
Wow.
Because he's an architect. So this is what happened. When I make sales every day on the roadside, I will give it to him. So it took me 8 solid months to get that place fully furnished.
Wow.
Ready for the Waakye. So that restaurant that you see over there took me 8 months. This small thing took me 8 months.
Solid months.
Because I didn't have money at that time. How could I have done this so quick? There's someone who used just 1 week to do. Yeah, it took me 8 months.
Wow.
And even with that, it was because of my friend. Because had it not been my friend, I wouldn't have raised that money. But because he was my friend and he was the one doing it, even if I get 1,000, I give it to him. If I get 500, I give it to him. So he helped me bit before I was able to open that place.
Wow. On your first day of operating in a confined restaurant versus the last day you left the roadside, how was the feeling and how was sales?
Naturally, you feel happy when you progress. You get growth brings happiness.
It's true.
So when I finally realized that I'm moving from the roadside to the restaurant, I was so glad. Looking at the journey, I felt I've made progress. So naturally, you will be happy. And on that day, the first day that we opened, the crowd.
Wow.
And the reviews from the food that was made, you feel that, Ebenezer, right? I felt so emotional. Me drink and yama ma femu and then kakra me ametimi de mensa so bibimu aya no kakra dia be drew say na. I realized God had a purpose for everything that happened to me.
It looks as if every step of your story is divine.
Sure.
Now, one of the questions that somebody told me to ask you is that we've heard about Waakye Abrantie. What's so special about your Waakye?
Okay, so me personally, people have been asking me. There was a time customers came in there from the diaspora. What's so special about your Waakye that everyone is talking about? What's so special about your Waakye? And I always say, have a bite.
Taste and see.
Taste and see. You get it?
Yeah.
When you taste, because if I tell you it's good, you just feel, say, I'm only saying that because I'm the owner. So I will just tell you to taste and see. If you taste and it's good, you will know for yourself.
Okay.
For a Waakye business to thrive these years, people coming all the way from Australia, Germany, America, Canada, and all sort of places to eat. You know definitely there is something unique about it, and that's the taste.
Wow.
I don't compromise with taste. There has been days, let me tell you one thing about me. Even though I'm doing business for money, but there has been days, if the kitchen staff don't meet my expectation and standard,
the quality standard.
yeah, and the food cannot be retouched to be good, I will throw it away.
What?
It do happen. Not once or twice, severally. I always make sure, unless I'm not around to know. If I'm around and the food, anything about the food doesn't meet me Abrantie, my standard, it means that day we are not going to sell that food. Unless it can be retouched. If it can't be retouched, then we have to dispose it off. I don't care about how much I lose. I always want to give quality to my customers. And that is what distinguishes me
from the rest.
The rest. It's not I don't care about how much I'm losing today. I know if I'm able to provide quality, I will make it in 100 folds.
How do you deal with competition?
Competition, you see, with every business, there is competition. Every business, there is competition. So from the onset, from the word go, I knew I will encounter competition. That is why I made sure I'm always a step ahead. Because if you look at how the Waakye people operate and how I'm operating, you will realize that I am moving differently. I am running on the social media. I am here. I am there.
You're always a step ahead of the brand.
Exactly.
That's true.
You see, I'm always a step ahead of my peers.
Interesting. A lot of people start business like this and they give up within a few months. Apart from the customer relationship and how you want things to be with relation to quality, what other principles have kept you to this far?
Like I just said, consistency.
Okay.
In taste. And I'm a very disciplined person. Very, very disciplined. Because I believe as a man, discipline counts about 90% of your success.
To the younger person who has just completed university and almost given up with no job, what would be your best of advice for them?
Okay, so certificate is not your destiny. You get it? Certificate is not your destiny. Life may delay you, but it cannot deny you if you keep making bold steps. So they should just go out there, try something, even if it's small. Because it's better to move little than not to move at all. Every step counts.
Wow.
Every step counts. They shouldn't feel discouraged because I've completed university and I'm not having any job or no. I want somebody to employ me. Move out of that mindset and try to create something for yourself. No matter how little it is, create something for yourself. And you'll be marveled as to how far it will take you if you don't quit. Just start, that's all.
Just start.
Just start.
No matter what, just start.
Don't
Even
quit.
if you have failed so many times.
Yeah.
Just start.
You see, the bold step to take is to start. Sometimes, all that it takes is to start. Because imagine I wanted something that I felt could blow me within a second. I would have never thought of even making Waakye if I wanted something that could blow me in a second.
The first day I met you was when I came to buy Waakye at the roadside personally. And I saw only one worker. You had only one young girl who was assisting you at that time.
Just fair.
So now, how many workers do you have?
Okay, so together with my riders, the carrier guys, I think we are 27.
27?
Yeah.
Wow.
27.
It's massive. Mr. Pius, what future do you see for Waakye Abrantie?
I'm looking at Waakye Abrantie going continental. Waakye Abrantie going beyond the shores of Ghana and Africa. I'm looking at Waakye Abrantie being partnered, franchise, and all that. That is how big I want to see Waakye Abrantie, and it will surely become a story of this brand.
Wow. That is going to be in the next.
Well, to me, I wish it could be tomorrow. Wow. Only God knows.
Only God knows. How many branches do we have so far?
3.
3 branches.
Yeah.
Now you have 3 branches. The main branch is in Patase.
Patase, sure. And I have one at Free Fire Junction, opposite the Leanderville, who's the KNUST. And the weekend branch that will place at Iceman Pub, at the Embra.
Patase still remains the main branch.
The main branch, yeah.
If anybody is watching and is being touched by your story and would like to support your brand or connect with you, you are very accessible on social media, right?
Yeah.
How can people support you?
Support me by buying from me.
Okay.
And you can also support by partnering with us. Okay. We need partners. We want to enlarge our territories. We want to open more branches across board. Okay. So if you want to come on board, our doors are open. And
where can people find you on social media? What's the exact social media brand?
Waakye Abrantie.
On all socials?
On all socials. TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. We are everywhere. Waakye Abrantie on all socials.
You do deliveries?
Sure, we do.
And then there's also a dine-in as well.
Yeah.
We are ending our conversation. Let me put you on the spot a little bit. Does Mr. Pius cook the food himself?
When we started, I had just one employee. Myself making 2, and my wife 3. So these were the cooks of Waakye Abrantie.
Okay.
So personally, I was a cook. I cook some. Actually, I was the one making
the recipe.
The secret thing about our food, that's the shito. You get it? Because Waakye is all about your shito. So I was the one doing all those stuffs till the business grew and I had to employ people, teach them 1 or 2 things. But for now, I only supervise.
Now the business can run in your absence.
That's why I'm able to travel.
And you've been able to work things out to make sure this brand becomes a success. Thank you so much for coming on this podcast, Mr. Pius.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
It's
God
my
bless
pleasure.
you. Hi, audience. If you've just been inspired by the story of the CEO of Waakye Abrantie, share your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to keep us coming back with more amazing content. Until we meet again in our next episode, cheers to greatness.